All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today for this very important press conference. I'm Sergeant Glenn Vandergrift. I'm the Public Information Officer here at Bensalem Township Police Department. We're going to be talking today about investigation, arrests, and prosecutions of child predators, specifically out of Bensalem and throughout Bucks County. Today's speakers are going to include Bucks County District Attorney Jennifer Schorn, Bensalem Mayor Joseph DiGirolamo, Bensalem Director of Public Safety, William McVey. Also present today up front here are FBI Supervisory Special Agent Adam Sacheski, Chief of Bucks County Detectives Greg Beidler, Bucks County Deputy District Attorney Kristen McElroy, Bensalem Criminal Investigations Commander Keith Christie, Bensalem Criminal Investigations Sergeant Brian Cowden, and Bensalem Detective Ryan Kolb. We'll start with our speakers today, and then everybody will be available afterwards for questions. So with that, we'll start with Director McVey.
Thanks, Sergeant Vandergrift, and thank you for all the media outlets for being here today to cover this very important public safety announcement. If you follow Bensalem Police on social media or in the press at all, you know that we are committed to protecting our children from online predators and those who seek to exploit our minors through digital communications. Our department, along with our county, state, and federal partners, specifically the FBI, prioritize investigations centered around child exploitation. So far this year, as you will see to my right on the signs here, 17 criminal arrests have been made for unlawful contact with minors and related offenses. If you start on the far left there, 6 of these individuals were arrested for possession or distribution of child pornography. 5 were arrested for online solicitation of sex with a minor, and 6 were arrested for soliciting sex with a minor online and then taking the step of traveling to Bensalem Township to have sex with a minor. All 6 of these travelers were thankfully met by law enforcement and Bensalem Police personnel, not a minor. Their intentions were clear to us in law enforcement as they traveled to a specific location, at times with condoms or candy in their possession at time of arrest. It's important to note, 6 of these investigations started with tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We are proud to say 11 of them are the direct result of our proactive and aggressive attempts to locate, identify, and arrest child predators. It's important for parents to know there's no jurisdictional boundaries when it comes to child predators. They can literally strike and victimize our children from any location. Of all of our arrests, of the 17, only 1 was from Bensalem Township, to prove that point. Our law enforcement efforts will continue to identify, arrest, and expose child predators. These efforts have resulted in 49 criminal arrests in the past 3 years. We know our efforts are literally saving kids' lives and putting monsters behind bars. We implore parents to monitor their child's online activity, speak to them about these hidden dangers. We ask that you review this sheet that we have here. It's on our social media. It's 15 apps parents should know. It goes over all the social media platforms where many of these contacts are made with child predators. Before I turn this over to our district attorney, I'd like to thank the Bensalem Detective Division, specifically Detective Kolb for his efforts, the Bucks County District Attorney's Office, and the FBI. I'd also like to acknowledge District Attorney Jen Schorn for her leadership and dedication to ensuring all of these cases are appropriately prosecuted. And lastly, I'd like to thank Mayor Joe DiGirolamo and his council for their continued support and for providing the funding to allow us the technology needed to support these investigations. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to District Attorney Jennifer Schorn.
Good morning, everyone. You heard the numbers. 6 men who traveled with the intention of having sex with children, 5 men who solicited to have sex with children, and 6 men who were in possession of child sexual abuse materials. These 17 men were unrelenting in pursuing children for their own sexual gratification. But Bensalem Township Police Department was unrelenting in pursuing these men. And my office will be unrelenting in their prosecution. Arrest investigations like these and prosecutions that will ensue don't just happen. They happen as a result of a coordinated effort from the men and women behind me and our colleagues. But they happen because of the leadership in place to allocate resources and being committed to the cause. That leadership exists in spades in Bensalem with Mayor DiGirolamo and Chief William McVey. They allocate the resources so they can put in place the right men and women to do what they do best, protect our community, and most importantly, protect our children. It's an honor to stand by them in this endeavor, and truly, I am so grateful for their commitment to this mission, because there is no more worthy of a cause than protecting our children. And I thank them, and I thank every partner that we have in this endeavor.
Now call Mayor Joe DiGirolamo.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, District Attorney Schorn, the FBI that's here. Anybody knows me, we talk about teams all the time, and certainly it takes a team to get this done. But our team here in Bensalem, our detectives, our police force is second to none. Child predators, my God in heaven, I have grandchildren, young grandchildren. Everybody out there that watches this, mothers and fathers, grandparents, the children. Can you imagine that this type of thing is going on? It takes the men and women, the technology, and everybody coming together to put these people away. And I understand, I think I'm right in saying they were all prosecuted, every one of them. So that's important. It's just not a matter of arresting and then they go out in front of a judge and they let them go in the street. So we're fortunate here in Bensalem, the team that we have, and my counsel and myself will make sure that they always have the tools they need, the technology they need to get the job done. And I can't thank everybody enough for this. I can't imagine that this goes on, but it does, not just here in Bensalem, but throughout this country. And I hope everybody else takes the aggressive view that we do to make sure we catch these people and put them away. We'll be open to, you taking over again? Director will take over again, and certainly we're open for any kind of questions that you have. Thank you.
Before we open it to questions, I just want to follow up that part of the reason we are holding this press conference is that we have made a stance that we publicly post all of these arrests. Some people don't think that that's something you should do because it might be a warning to predators not to do this, but this hasn't deterred them at all. It's a continual problem, so we wanted our public to know why we're doing this and to see really the extent of what our law enforcement officers have done to identify these people. You'll see two indications, one with a red banner on top, and behind the chief there's another one. They were Megan's Law offenders. So it's important to note that this crime often leads to recidivism by those who are arrested. So when they get out, oftentimes they do the same exact thing. And that's why we have to have such a strong stance on this, and that's why we're so thankful to have a DA like Jen Schorn that will absolutely prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. So at this time, we'll open it for questions. And if it's anything specific, we'll call up Detective Kolb or a member of the DA's office to answer that. Any questions?
I have a couple.
Go ahead.
So 17 arrests since January. So we're in October. So that's averaging 1 to 2 a month. And I would imagine that you're just scratching the surface. That's how many your people are getting. There's a big, vast world out there, correct?
I'll echo what the mayor said. We're very proud of our law enforcement efforts with our partners to do this, but we're only one police department to answer that. Yes, you're correct. We're scratching the surface, and maybe the district attorney can provide some insight as to what her office does on the county level, because I think that's pretty remarkable in the state of Pennsylvania.
I mean, I'm just saying it goes to show that if these are the ones you're getting, not in work. I'm just saying it's a vast network out there.
It's jarring to know that this is the proactive efforts of one amazing department, and look at what those results are. And that's why we're working towards collaboration countywide to continue to build our Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force, because we know sadly these predators are walking among us, and it takes efforts like this. Look at these resources, and this is just a fraction of the people doing the work, and this is what we produce. Sadly, it has to be every single day a commitment to this cause. So you're right, but there is a countywide effort, but I could not be more proud of the Bensalem Township Police Department and the partnership with Mayor DiGirolamo.
And just to follow up, I feel like we're seeing more and more of these police catching more and more. But is it the advances in technology? I mean, are we seeing more, or is it that you're catching more? Is it that it's easier for them to get to our kids? Why is this happening?
I have family members who ask me, what is happening in Bucks County? Why are there so many child predators? I think Director McVey said it best. The vast majority of these individuals are not from Bensalem Township, and some not from Bucks County, some not from the Commonwealth of PA. Sadly, they are among us, and we know that, as Director McVey said, the recidivism rate is through the roof. So we have to have proactive measures taken every day to combat it. But it is not, I don't believe that it's getting more commonplace for people to abuse our children. Sadly, I think they've just existed among us, but we are so good at what we do here in Bucks County, and Bensalem is certainly leading the way. So I really think that speaks volumes for their efforts.
Director McVey, how many of the 17 were a result of an initial tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children?
6, and if you look at the charts here, the first 6 here were for possession or dissemination of child pornography.
Oh, okay.
They were all direct tips that we received. Our detective division immediately followed up on, and shortly thereafter was able to make an arrest and execute search warrants on all of them.
And on the soliciting of a minor and taking that extra step, were those tips as well, or?
No, the other 11 that we have here were all the result of Detective Ryan Kolb and our detective division proactively engaging with these individuals online and seeing where it leads. And obviously you saw 5 just solicited, exchanged explicit information, but then 6 took that extra step, which is the most dangerous, of coming with the intent of having sex with a minor. And I can't say it enough. The fact that they were met by law enforcement is what we want, right? No child was ever in danger because of these efforts. And hopefully they won't be in danger for years because they'll be behind bars.
Can you talk a little bit about how it starts? I mean,
She had one first, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Were all but the 2 Megan's Law offenders first-time offenders?
I don't have that. Would you like to answer that?
As far as offenses relating, sure. As far as offenses relating to sexual abuse of children, yes, all but the 2. That was their first offense.
And the 2 Megan's Law offenders, since they had already served prior time, are they serving like a specific amount of time, or were they given life, being repeat offenders? Do you happen to know?
Those 2 cases that we have on the board are still active. They had done prior time for their prior offenses.
Go ahead.
give parents an idea of how this interaction starts. You know, parents think they have their phones locked down, they can't chat with strangers. I mean, how does it start? Is it a Facebook post where you start talking and then it goes offline?
I would say the first step is go on our social media, go on our website, read this, educate yourself as a parent to what these social media platforms do. Check your kid's phone, see if they use these applications, and then speak to your children about that, sending images, the dangers in that. If they feel anything is suspicious whatsoever, contact law enforcement, call 911, report it immediately. I think what we have seen is these individuals, these predators, are constantly in chat rooms on social media platforms engaging and at times lying about their identity and their age to engage with these minors. So you have to have the open discussion, and you have to be vigilant as a parent and check your child's phone to protect your child from these predators. Again, thank you all for coming here to cover this important message. We appreciate it. Good job. Thanks, Mayor.